right, good morning everybody. As you've probably guessed, just about to take off for another day of fishing. Today, location, our destination is the California Delta. A couple of videos back, we had an ABA kayak tournament out on the Delta and it showed out. Big fish were caught, big limits were caught. Myself, I did okay. I think I got like 11th place. Had a great practice, had a pretty good tournament, solid showing, but man, what a fun day of fishing, especially day 2 on that tournament. Fishing right by the ramp, catching lots of fish on a jig, swinging the rod a lot, and having a lot of fun. So the video today, obviously a day out on the Delta. But to start this off, I wanted to show you today's 6 rods, 6 baits that we'll be starting with. Now last time, like I said, the jig was the deal. Seemed like that was my most consistent bait of all baits. The thing with the Delta is, and I guess you could say this for any body of water this time of year especially, is it is constantly changing. These fish get in different moods for different baits. It's a real thing. I mean, there's some go-tos that you should always be able to catch them on, but more often than not, it seems like it's a very specific bait out there, maybe even color, and that is why, even though we caught them real good on the jig a few videos ago, it does not mean it's going to happen today. So let's go through the baits that I think will work today out on the Delta. So, of course, we've got our jig, our little cheater jig. Number 2, and this is a staple on the Delta this time of year, got a weightless worm, wacky style. Number 3 is a Bobby's Perfect Frog. It looks really good. It's got a really nice pattern to it. I'm loving the hooks on these things. Got our old Pit Boss on the punch with a 1.5 ounce tungsten. There's some pretty thick vegetation out there. Gotta have a punch with us, especially this time of year. One bait that we actually and surprisingly didn't do so well on during the ABA tournament in practice was one that is a staple this time of year for me. But you gotta have it because this bait is just phenomenal. And it's the old Z-Man custom chatterbait with a little paddle tail on the back. And I feel this bait really shines on the Delta and really all places this time of year is because you're dealing with fish in all 3 phases. You've got pre-spawn fish moving up, you've got fish on beds actually spawning, and then you got post-spawn fish. I bet you if we throw this enough today, we'll get a few bites on it. And because we are in the heart of the spawn, we've got a little champ on a drop shot rig, the weedless hook for our bedding bait. That is a killer on beds. Fish cannot stand this, especially on the Delta where crawfish are etched in every bass's brain and they are not afraid to take a swipe at this when it gets on their bed. All right, so yeah, that is the plan today, guys. We got our 6 rods, hoping we can figure something out, get on some fish. We're gonna load up the truck, get to the water, launch the kayak, and I'll see you guys out there for a day on the California Delta. Let's get her started. I guess we should stick with what was working last time. Got a pretty high tide right now. No. No. Son of a gun. I wasn't ready for it. Well, maybe the first clue of the day. punching? Dang it, dang it, dang it. Rookie mistake. So I use the big equipment, big rod, big line, get them out of there. That was such a gingerly hook set. That's what happens. Well, moving on. 9:46. Been on the water for about an hour, hour and a half. Fished a little history, really, from the tournament, from ABA, and fished the same baits. Tried a few other things and nothing. Sometimes fishing history works, but I think more often than not on the Delta, it doesn't. Still in search mode. Only hint we have so far is one on the punch that we botched up pretty good. Might have to go explore some new water today. Tide is dropping though, water's moving, so I think that is a positive sign. Getting a little bit of wind. We'll see how these fish react. Probably the most obvious choice. It's just a worm. It's a little clearer over here too. There we go. See, trying to get all fancy. You just need a worm. Strong fish, man. All right, skunk out of the boat, finally. Yeah, it's funny, last time we threw finesse quite a bit and didn't get a whole lot of bites. It just wasn't what they wanted. Didn't take long to get bit on the worm, so that's probably a sign. But at least they're willing to take something. There we go. Guy. That's the only negative of throwing finesse on the Delta. You're going to pick up a lot of small ones too. Definitely get more bites, but not weeding out those little tiny ones like you would with other baits. Ooh, maybe they are in a chasing mood. Chatterbait, okay. There we go. It's a Senko kind of day, I think, for now at least. Oh. Okay. Man, a bunch of them right here. Pretty tight to cover, right up against the toolies. I mean, it's nice getting bit, but we're certainly lacking in the size department. These fish are all sitting really shallow, though. Real shallow. little bigger. Happens so fast out here, right? It's that question I always ask myself out here, and it's like, what if we had gone through here with a jig or a chatterbait or a topwater? Would we have gotten bit? You never know. But I want to say no. Water's pretty clear, it's pretty shallow. These fish aren't the biggest fish in the world, so I think this is the way to catch them for now. Oh man, I hope you're on a bed, dude. I think that one's on a bed. Oh lordy. Oh lordy. I think we found a grown one on a bed. I think, maybe. It's like a 6-pounder. Gotta have a look. Take a peek. Yeah, I think that's on a bed. Yeah, I think we got a fish to sight fish today. Now, the only bad thing is I see a little white mark on his lip. That could be very bad. Fish is probably caught already. I'm trying to gauge a mood right now. I'm not really liking what I'm seeing. Not having it. Well, maybe we'll come back later. That's unfortunately that fish right now, to me, in my opinion, is uncatchable. Can't even get it to come back to the bed, so carry on. Finally. Hey. Dude, that's like, it's a scupper hole right there. That's almost a scupper hole release. Almost. Going over a small male right here. Tiny little male. Wonder if he'll eat the... Going right over it. Oh, he got it. Wow. Oop. He did get it. Wow, that was a really easy fish to catch. It's a really small wave of males up right now. Ooh, I think we actually got a keeper. It's right where one should have been spawning. I finally got a keeper. The fish is definitely on a bed right there. See, just any cast though, you know? If you catch in the 3-inchers, or you might land on like a 7-pounder. Inspect that area. Oh yeah, totally. Bed right there. Threw it right on top of it. I don't see any big females on the bed. It's all singular fish today. That first wave of big fish that we all caught during the tournament a couple weekends ago, they already came up, did their thing. Now it's a new wave of fish. Just seem to be a little smaller. The big ones are just, I don't know, they're not, like they're on the bed, but they're not. I guess they're just really spooky. They're moving real fast, which I've always found is a really bad thing. When they start swimming real fast and around your boat, that's usually a sign that they are not in any mood to bite a bait. But we did bring something that may or may not get these fish back on the bed. Hud 68. It's the big fish bed bait. All my biggest bed fish on the Delta have come on this bait right here with a stinger treble because they always bite the tail. It's the profile of the bait that makes them upset. We'll see. Ooh, this actually may have pulled him back. I just saw the fish kind of swim at it. Oh, he did. Oh, I got the male back on. There is a male and a female. Oh, ooh. Guys, we got it. We got the right stuff. I gotta tuck myself up a little bit better. But I think we found out how to catch these fish. Let's get that female to go. Time to finally use my fancy anchor system. Been waiting all year. Okay. Okay. One more thing. One more thing. And I think we'll be ready to catch this fish, I think. Give it some nice stink. Really stink that bait up. Bear that treble right in that big old boot tail. Because that's usually what the fish will bite. Not at the greatest of angles, but we'll work with it. Oh, you're looking at it, get it. Oh yes! I know I missed it, but this is one that's gonna bite. This one's gonna bite. Right for that tail too. Oh god, dang it! Man, that's the second time she's really took a good swing at it. Oh my gosh. How are you not getting that treble, dude? Or ma'am, I mean. Got her that time. On the treble. Nice. Good one. There's the bait. Yep, look at that. Right in the mouth. Nice solid fish right there. Probably a 4-pounder, 4.5. Oh, thank you, girl. All right, old Huddleston Deluxe trick. Everything held up, which was good. Just as we said, ate that tail. Got her with a stinger. Actually, I saw that bait like sideways in the mouth. I don't know if it unlatched from the tail or what. Ooh, that was cool. All right, let's keep moving. Right back on the bed too. See, that's good. Oh, there's one right there. Smaller now. Oh, got it. Oh, dang it. That actually worked. Didn't have to get fancy with the hood. Let's throw a Senko in there. Try that again. A 3-pounder. It's a worthy fish. Nope. I didn't like that first bite. I felt a hook in its mouth. Might have blown my chance. Got her. Oh, I thought I had her. This fish is a little deeper. Can't see my bait. So we'll throw something we can see and just look for it to disappear. A little flavor. Oh, had it. Fish smoked it. Dang it. Fish smoked it. It's cross broken. Ooh, not a bad one. Well, I guess it didn't matter too much. It's actually bigger than I thought. Well, about right. 3-pounder. Solid fish. Thank you for playing. Third time's a charm, apparently. There's a fish. Oh, you just don't know. You don't know. You said it like it's a 6-pounder. That one like swirled on the bait. Almost like hit it as soon as it hit the water. Well, why not? This is kind of the time that I thought if I was gonna throw the frog. There's a bunch of bait getting chased right there. Anyways, this is kind of the time where I thought it would be the greatest chance to throw a frog. Definitely when the sun got up, when it got warmest, and the tide is a little bit lower right now. And if they were up shallow, which they definitely are, frog certainly could get bit. We'll go with it for a little while, see if that theory maybe holds true. We can get one to come up and smoke Kermit. I was too busy looking at the raccoon, and a 5-pounder was following my frog. Blew that one. Not to say it would have bit, but I wouldn't have been working it like a weirdo. There he is right there. I can see him. Do you see that? Something tried to get it. Landed right on its head. Finally got a blow up on it. Get it again. Oh, baby! Came off! No! Come on! Oh, man. That stinks. Put a hook in the fish. Highly unlikely he'll bite again. Well, that's encouraging. We're gonna keep going with a frog. If we got one to bite, we're gonna keep going with it. Alrighty guys, that is going to do it for the day on the Delta. You know, today's a perfect example as to how the Delta can be so different, and I guess, you know, this applies to every body of water, but definitely the Delta. We fished history, and history meaning like a week and a half ago when we fished the ABA tournament. Same area, same baits, and nothing. Didn't get a single bite. Like I said, I didn't know which rod or which bait would work today. That's why we bring a bunch of them. But we went a while without a bite, and we're starting to scratch our head. We knew the fish were still there. We just couldn't figure out how to catch them. So we did what we do when things get pretty tough and we need a bite. We pick up the finesse rod, and hey, there is nothing wrong with a finesse rod in the springtime on the Delta because it'll catch numbers, but it'll also catch some big fish too. So we got the 5-inch weightless worm, started throwing that around the shallows, and immediately got bit. Caught a bunch of small males. I think these males were on beds. We kept moving and moving, got into some clearer water and started looking around, standing up. We did find one quality bedfish, and usually on the Delta, when I find a big one, we've had a lot of success with a 6-inch Huddleston Deluxe, this guy right here. But the key modification for this bait is taking 20-pound P-line fluorocarbon, connecting it to a treble hook, wrapping it around once, and then pinning the hook in the tail. The biggest Delta bedfish that I've caught have been on this particular bait right here, and they always bite the big old tail. Something about it they just can't stand, and obviously with that treble pin there, you can hook them. The other bed setup that I have and traditionally have for this time of year is a drop shot rig, but you can mix up the baits. Our choice today was a little crawfish style bait, short leader, and usually this guy right here, you throw this into the bed, your weight lands in the bed, and then you can shake this around, irritate the fish, and we got a few fish doing that. Yeah, that's going to conclude today's day on the water. As always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.